Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my 2014 NFL Draft Team Needs Analysis, and this video is for the New York Giants, who finished 2013 with a record of 7-9. Their offensive coordinator, Kevin Gilbride, retiring recently. Tom Coughlin will return as head coach. Some very big needs for this team, mostly in my eyes, on the defensive side of the ball. On defense, the linebacker position. This is a position that was severely depleted earlier in the season when you had injuries to guys like Dan Connor. They brought in John Beeson from Carolina, who actually resurrected that linebacking core a little bit. But I think, Beeson is a keeper certainly going forward. But to build some depth and get some starters around him at either linebacker position, I think is very important. He's a good start, but they've been trying to patchwork these linebackers for a little too long with the Giants. It's been a weakness with this team for a while. It was sort of masked by the fact that they had a very good, front four for a long time that got after the passer, that was pretty good against the run. But now that linebacking core is rearing its ugly head as far as how bad it's been playing, especially this year. An upgrade in the linebacking core really, really needed for the Giants. Also on the defensive side of the ball at the cornerback spot. The cornerback spot, I think Prince Amukamara showed some flashes this year and showed that he's a keeper and a starter at corner. But when you look at the other starting cornerback spot as well as the nickelback slot, they need a serious upgrade. The Corey Websters, the Terrell Thomases, while they've had good stints as Giants, they probably need to move on from guys like that and upgrade that cornerback position, especially when you sit in a division with Tony Romo, with a resurgent Eagles offense with Nick Foles, and as well as you figure Robert Griffin will only have a better season next year with Washington. So in a division where people are going to be passing the ball, I think having a good back part of that defense is very important, and I think they need to get some corners to go along with Prince Amukamara. Other than that, the Giants could really use an upgrade in the interior of their offensive line, in my mind. At center and the two guard positions, you have David Deal, who is a free agent. Okay, probably not likely to be re-signed by the Giants. You have Chris Snee, their other longtime guard, who Snee, I think his cap number is like $11 million next year. He's either going to take a pay cut, go to another team, or maybe even retire. There's some rumblings of that. He's had some injury problems here the last couple years. David Boss, I think, all in all, has been sort of a disappointment at center. He was a free agent acquisition from the 49ers a couple years ago. Hasn't really panned out like they planned. I think they could use an upgrade at, all three of those interior offensive line positions. Justin Pugh, the rookie from Syracuse, actually had a good year at one of the tackle spots. And Will Beatty, he didn't have a good year at all, but they signed him to a very lucrative contract last offseason. So he's going to get another chance there at left tackle. We'll see how he produces, but linebacker, cornerback, and in the interior of the offensive line. I know they're losing Akeem Nicks, and you might say, well, why not wide receiver? Look, they're going to let Ruben Randall get a crack at that starting wide receiver spot opposite Victor Cruz. Maybe a slot type receiver here. Not a slot. Another outside type receiver here in the middle or late rounds might be a possibility, but I don't see them spending a high pick on a wide receiver. Brandon Myers, again, under contract here for next year. A little bit of a disappointment. We'll see how he does in year 2 under Eli Manning. But what do you guys think of the needs for the Giants? Again, the way I see it, the biggest need is a linebacker, cornerback, and anywhere really on the interior of the offensive line. Guys, let me know what you think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter as well. Got to be sure to subscribe. I go through NFL draft coverage here leading up to the draft and beyond. Do a lot of off-season NFL stuff and covering the playoffs wall to wall as well. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.